Alright, so we're gonna be ranking or putting into tiers the Star Wars movies, you know? I'm a big fan of the Star Wars movies, but I've never actually tried to rank them or put them in tiers because I just like each one of them. But some are better than others, I'll admit. So we'll see what I have to put. So we're only gonna be doing the Skywalker saga movies because even though Rogue One and Solo are pretty good, I just feel like the Skywalker saga are the ones people are most familiar with, and they'll know what I'm talking about when I speak of them. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna start off at the bottom, so the worst tier. So in here, I'm gonna put episode 1 and 2. So episode 1 and 2 are the first two movies of the prequels, which are 1, 2, and 3, and the originals are 4, 5, 6. I know the numbers are kind of they don't correlate, but that was the order of release. So all right, so 1 and 2 is about mostly just Anakin, growing up, us getting to meet the characters Obi-Wan, Anakin, Yoda, some of the Jedis, and it's just about Anakin being strong with the Force. People are realizing that he's strong with the Force, but some to have their doubts that someone so powerful can just use their powers for good. So it's kind of cynical, but yeah, whatever. So it details most of Anakin falling in love with Padme and stuff, and it also has that storyline of the Sith Lord channeling all his energy, trying to control all the other Sith Lords. Have you seen the original movies? You know who the Sith Lord is. It's Palpatine, obviously. But as of this point, people don't know who it is, except for the Sith Lords. So, yeah. But yeah, those two movies, they're about Anakin growing up. And, yeah, it's just really just growing up, coming into his own in the Jedi world. But there are some hints that his power or his anger, does control him or does have effect on him. So there's a little hints of him going to the dark side, but it's not fully there yet. But okay. So since I already talked about 2, or 1 and 2, I might as well talk about 3. So with 3, I'm gonna rank it in the elite tier because 1, that's my favorite Star Wars movie, right? I grew up watching it, I grew up loving it, and it's just so epic. It has so many battles: Obi-Wan versus Anakin, Yoda versus Palpatine, and the reveal, or not the reveal, but Anakin having the tendency of going to the dark side because Palpatine does promise him that he can cheat death and ensure that Padme does not die when she gives birth. So Anakin falls into that trap and becomes one of the disciples of Palpatine, or the Sith Lord. So he pushes to the dark side. Order 66 happens. Anakin now has a different name, Darth Vader. And yeah, the movie really ends with Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting it out on Mustafar. And Anakin gets severely injured to the point where his body's so severely burnt that he can't survive without a respirator or any protection to his skin. So that's where the Darth Vader classical black suit comes in, and his breathing, the mask, everybody knows what I'm talking about. So that's where it comes in, and the movie ends with Luke and Leia being born to Padme, and that's how the prequels end. So yeah, the next movie would be episode 4, 5, 6. And okay, so I might as well rank 4 and 5 because these are my other favorites. I do think they're both in the elite tier because I think 4 has a good introduction to the series. You have to think about in 1980, this movie comes out and it's so far ahead in its time in terms of storyline, cinematics, and it's just the way it took the world by storm. So many people know about Star Wars, and it's because of this movie, because so many people first saw it in 1980 and just fell in love with it. So the original, which is 4, 5, and 6, which is boom, boom, and boom. It's about the Republic fighting against Darth Vader and Palpatine and the dark side, really. So the originals are all about, the war against Darth Vader, And throughout the movies, we see him him using his power, for evil. But we don't know at the time that he is the father of Luke and Leia, because he's Anakin. So the big reveal happens in Empire Strikes Back, where it's like, oh, I'm your father, and the no scene. Yeah, it's classic. But yeah, it's really, those two movies are about that, setting up that reveal and the tension between Luke and Darth Vader. So, okay, I'm gonna go to number 6, and since I'm gonna talk about number 6, I'll just rank it right here, where I believe it goes. Okay, number 6, I really do like it. I just don't think it's as good in terms of quality, such as 4, 5, and 3. So 6 is when, Luke and Darth Vader, they're more, how do I say it? They're enemies, but you can tell Luke is trying to turn Darth Vader to the light side. Like, he's trying to get him to empathize. He's trying to empathize with his father. He's trying to make him, realize where he's coming from and make sure his powers, which are so great, can be used for good. And it happens at the end that Darth Vader just does fall back into the light side, or Anakin, because Palpatine's severely hurting Luke, and Luke's about to die. Anakin can't see his son like that, so he helps him out. But in the process, he takes a lot of damage. Like it's a video game. Anyways, he loses a lot of his health. He gets very severely injured to the point where he dies. He does die, but Luke does give him a proper funeral. He burns his body. Yeah, and he gives him a proper funeral and everything. And it does give Darth Vader, at least to the people that were close to Luke, that sense of, oh, like he did have some good in his heart to come back. And yep, those are the prequels, or the originals. So the following movies are the Disney ones, the ones made by Disney, which I think are not that bad, but they're not as good. Like, they just can't be as good as the Lucasfilms ones. Anyways, so the following movie is Episode 7, which is The Force Awakens, and I'm just gonna rank it already. I'm gonna put it right there. I think Force Awakens is very fun. It's a fun movie, but it's basically a copy and paste of A New Hope. Like, when you really pay attention, you realize that there's so many similarities that you can't overlook them. But yeah, it's introduction to Rey, Kylo, Finn, and it does have the tragic death of Han Solo. But yeah, it's an introduction to almost like a new feud, new era of Star Wars, to where Kylo's the villain and Rey's the hero, I guess. So that movie does lead into The Last Jedi. Okay, a lot of people that are close to me know I hated with the passion the way they dealt with The Last Jedi, but it's undeniably a good movie. Like, if you're not a big Star Wars fan, you can realize that Star Wars The Last Jedi is a good movie. That's why a lot of people told me, like, how did you not like it? But for me, I just thought they could have taken the story so many other directions that this wasn't the right fit for it. But what can I do about it? Anyways, so Last Jedi, due to its quality, I'm gonna put it in the second tier. That's where, Luke is found by Rey, and at the end of the movie, Luke does die, or he becomes a Force ghost due to his, let's say, sacrifice to help the people of the Resistance escape from the hands of Kylo Ren and his army, to keep the hope alive, keep the light there for them to come back, or for them to fight off the Imperial troops. So that movie ends there with Rey being the definitive hero, Kylo being the definitive villain, and from there we go on to Episode 9, which is the last one, which I think was pretty good itself, because I thought J.J. Abrams did what he could with the story that was given to him in Episode 8. It had a good, I guess it had a good ending. They had that whole love story between Kylo and Rey, which didn't feel so forced, in my opinion, but I didn't think they should have been lovers. I think they should have just been allies. But yeah, in this movie, Palpatine comes back. Surprise, surprise, he's alive. He's not actually dead. With the help of all the Force ghosts, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda, all the other ones from the Clone Wars saga, they channel their energy to Rey to the point where he can defeat Palpatine. Palpatine is seen as this crazy strong enemy, but all the Force ghosts combined were too much for him. So they allowed Rey to defeat Palpatine and then on have the Resistance win the battle, win the whole war. So yeah, that movie ends with, the whole saga basically ends with Rey claiming herself to be a Skywalker, which I thought it was good. I mean, I thought it was kind of fit with the way she bonded with Luke, and I just thought it was a fitting ending. You know, it was a nice seeing the two moons at the end, like the same way Luke saw them at the end of New Hope. But, well, not the end of the New Hope, at the middle. Okay. We have the two moons. I thought it was pretty cool. So, yeah, that basically, well, hold on. I don't know where I'll put Jar Jar. I'll put Jar Jar in the Elite because I know Jar Jar's pretty cool, but that's the only highlight really of 1 and 2. Well, no, I take that back. The lightsaber battles of 1 and 2 are pretty good. Anyways, that's my tiers. So the top ones are Elite. Just ignore Jar Jar. The second tier, they're good, but they're not as good as the Elite, in my opinion. And B and D, although I like them, I mean, they're fun. They're pretty interesting movies. They're just not as good as the other ones. They don't have that quality that the others share. So yeah, I hope y'all maybe agree. I don't know. I'm pretty sure not everybody will agree. But yeah, if you have any comments about it, any disagreements, anything you agree on, any opinions on it, anything I should have changed, anything I should have kept the same, just let us know, or let me know, I guess. And yeah, I appreciate the love. Peace. So it seems you've been keen, acting dumb to me, Mr. Bean. How it be? I can see all this ice, my eyes frosty. Coming clutch like Brady, getting slammed, but I ain't shady. Call that guy from the daily, it ain't maybe I'm always wavy. Chocolate flavors, still